Hi everyone, my name's Lynn Colson and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. My website is averiesallery.com and I'm here to share with you a beautiful new stamp and die set called Blossoms in Bloom. And this is a card I made and I want to show you how I did that. There's lots of layers on here, and I know when I was first looking at it I couldn't quite figure out how they all fit together, so I thought it might be a good idea to share that. And then I also wanted to share some other alternative color combinations so you can see how that looks. So this is what the stamp set looks like. So you can see there's one great big image and then several little small ones for leaves and smaller flowers. This is the die set. So there's two, pull that back a little bit. There's two dies, large dies. This one is the larger image. This is more detailed. And they do fit one on top of the other. And then there's smaller flowers here and here that also do the same thing. So you could pop them up or just use them by themselves. You don't even have to use them with the two large ones. So let me just share with you some of the things that I created. I went through and I made a whole bunch of different cutouts in different colors, but still staying within the same kind of scheme. So this is the detailed in Daffodil Delight. This is obviously Whisper White, but it's in the more the heavier dye, if you want to say. This one I cut out using Bumblebee, which is one of our new in colors. And it is just, you know, it's a little darker, it's a little different from the Calypso Coral. This one is also Daffodil Delight in the heavy. Here's a thin white one, and then some Calypso Coral. I'm sorry, did I say Calypso? That's Daffodil Delight. Calypso Coral. And then I made another Calypso Coral. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do to put it all together, so I used I made lots of possible combinations. And so I'll show you how some of those go together. This is what it looks like when you stamp it. So what I did with this one, and I'm going to show you this technique in a few minutes. I stamped it first with Calypso Coral, and I used my Stamparatus to do that. And then I went back in with, actually no, that's not correct. I stamped it first with Crushed Curry. And then I went back in with a Dauber and Calypso Coral and stamped on the inside of the flower image to make it darker on the insides. These I just stamped individually, also using my Stamparatus, so I was able to line it all up, and I'll show you what that looks like. And then, so you've got this beautiful image, which honestly would look great just like that. This is a piece of Bumblebee, one of the new in colors, and it's the new DSP, the Designer Series paper, in color Designer Series paper. But look how cute that is. You had some embellishments on there, maybe a piece of ribbon and a sentiment, and you don't need anything else for this card. So I don't want you to think of this stamp set and die set as a one-trick pony, because it isn't. You can just use it just a stamp set, just like that. Or look what happens when we layer some things on top of it. So here's what it looks like if we just put another white piece on top of there. And then maybe this one as, oh, wrong way, sorry. This way as another layer. Even brings out that even more. Lots and lots of different color combinations that you can do. Honestly, that looks nice too, if you like that. Certainly you could do this and just have the one single layer on top of there. See, I'm telling you, there's all different kinds of ways that you can do this. You can also cut these apart and use them individually. So that's one. Here's another one I did. This one, very similar. I just don't have quite as dark on the Calypso Coral, and so it's more yellow. It's got more, I think this is Daffodil Delight, and but the same technique. And I thought that one looked nice over the top of this piece of Ornate Garden Designer Series paper. And if you put that on top of a bumblebee card base, again, beautiful just by itself. Lots of those same colors included in that bumblebee paper, plus it's just full of flowers. I'm sorry, the Ornate Garden paper, plus full of flowers. And now if we take this, make sure I've got it on here right. Nope. Gotta be this way. Like that. You could throw on a yellow one, either. How pretty is that? With just no white, because you've got the white from the background. Lovely. I mean, they're all lovely. So let me just share with you how I stamp that so you get an idea. So I've already got it set up on my Stamparatus to stamp here, but today for this demonstration I'm going to use two completely different colors. I'm going to use Seaside Spray, that's what it is, Seaside Spray. And I'm going to ink up my stamp first with Seaside Spray because that's the lighter one, and then we'll add some depth in there. If you don't like the way this comes out, you know, because you're using the Stamparatus, you can always add a little bit more. Beautiful just by itself, just like that, right? But I'm going to clean that off, and then I'm going to add some Night of Navy just in the centers of those flowers with a dauber. And it's in your daubing, in other words, tap tap tapping, not rubbing. This is not rub-a-dub-dub, this is tap tap tap. Okay. Blow on it just to make sure. Just a little bit of extra depth in there. Now if I were to take this one, just this white, put that over the top, how pretty is that? Put it on a blue card base, you got it made. All right, to do the flowers, the smaller flowers, the big image only has these 5. But the die cut has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 2 little ones. So to do the 2 smaller ones, I actually turned my plate around and I put the 2 small ones, lined them up where I thought they would go in the design, and then I was able to ink them individually, and I'm going to do that with Night of Navy so you can see how they come out. Now the position of your paper can change. See how beautiful those come out, and then now you've got that Night of Navy underneath there. So pretty. So again, with my card today, I used Calypso Coral on the base as the stamping, Daffodil Delight as the next layer, and then Whisper White as the top one. This is stamped with the Timeless label, and this is a piece of that in color DSP, so I just stamped a piece of that, and then I did another piece in white and cut it in the middle. You can kind of see there that I cut it in the middle and then spread it out to make a bit of a border for that piece. And then I stamped the happy birthday from the stamp set right there. I stamped that and punched that out so that the sides would be the same, and then I just trimmed the top and the bottom. Okay, last little details are some in color enamel dots to bring out that blue, and we're all done. Thank you so much for visiting me today and watching my video, and I hope you learned something, and I hope that you'll consider putting this stamp set and die set on your wish list, your shopping list for the new catalog that starts on June the 3rd. I don't think you'll go wrong. There's lots of great sentiments in here. It makes a beautiful card in multiple different combinations. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.